confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I wish I could tell myself, my younger self, like, Chloe, that was such a pivotal time in your life. But no, when you're lost, that only means that you can be found. Okay, I've never done this before. I haven't recorded a video on here yet, but I thought I would give it a try because I was about to sit down and start writing this article, but I was like, I'm just gonna talk it through instead. And the idea that came to mind was that your 20s literally shape your entire life. And I was just talking through this with my family, actually. I have a twin brother who's also the same age as I am. He's my twin. And we're both going through the same thing. And I think your 20s is really a time for self discovery and finding yourself. And what I'm finding is that your 20s is such a pivotal time in your life. And I'm very blessed to have been so self aware at such a young age. I worked a corporate job once I graduated college. Graduated college about almost 2 years ago now. It's like crazy how fast time has flown. It's literally insane to me. And while I was working that corporate job, I just literally felt so miserable. Like I thought I was doing the right thing. Like you go to college and then once you graduate, you get that job. And I felt so good in the beginning, but then I just got miserable. And I was working for an insurance company and it wasn't anything of what I was passionate about and interested in. And then a situation happened and I took it as a sign to leave, and it was the greatest thing to happen to me because I truly found what I was meant to do during that time. Like even though that time was so hard and just so painful and I felt so lost and confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. That like I wish I could tell myself, my younger self, like, Chloe, that was such a pivotal time in your life, feeling so lost. And what I'm coming back to is that your 20s shape your life because that feeling like you're lost is actually because you're on the right path. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense when I say it. When you think that you're lost, you're like, okay, well, I'm not on the right path and I feel like I'm falling behind. But no, when you're lost, that only means that you can be found. Think about that. When you have no idea what to do, that just means that there are so many endless possibilities out there for you to do. And for me, I was struggling with my health a lot. I had lost my menstrual cycle. I was struggling with anxiety pretty bad. I had really bad cystic acne. And I really wanted to find a better way to live. And I found holistic health and I found nutrition. And I was really interested in fitness. So that passion of mine turned into something else later on because of my health challenges and my struggles that I had, but I found purpose in that. So while I was working my corporate job, I was literally listening to podcasts and doing endless amount of research when I should be studying for my life insurance exam. You know what I was doing? I was listening to podcasts instead. And I just knew it wasn't the right place for me to be. But during all of that, I truly found what I was meant to do. And I'm so grateful for that experience because I would not be to where I am today. So if you're also in your 20s and you're just feeling so incredibly lost with life, like you don't know what to do, where to turn next, what career to pursue, just what, like you just don't know. Like I just want you to know that that's okay. And that's meant to happen in your 20s. You're not supposed to have it figured out. And recently I've been feeling like I've been falling behind so much in my life, but I've realized like I'm not falling behind at all. I'm just on my own path. And you are on your own path too. When you compare yourself to other people and the path that they're on, it's not comparable because God gave you this journey for a reason. And sometimes it happens in the way that you least expect. For me, I had no idea I was going to end up working for an insurance company and then later, start my own business being a health coach. I had no idea any of that was going to happen. If I would have told my 16-year-old self that I was doing this, I'd be like, "What? I wanted to be like a WNBA basketball player. Like what are you talking about? We're doing that?" So sometimes life ends up in the ways that you least expect it, but to your best benefit. It's supposed to happen in the ways you least expect it. And I think that's like what's so beautiful about life, that it's just like it is unexpected, and you'll be so surprised at what comes along on your journey. But your 20s are such a pivotal year in your life. And I call this the freedom era. So when you graduate college, you have pure freedom. When you're in like your early 20s, you go to school, you graduate college, you get the job, you're making good money, you feel free, you feel proud of yourself. And then, you get the job, you do all of that, and then years go by. And then someday you're in your 30s and you're married and you have kids, and you wake up one day and you're like, I hate my life. And I saw this happen to a lot of people, and it terrified me to my core. And I was like, I do not want that for myself. Like, I don't want that. So, if anything, I'm grateful for that experience because I know exactly what I don't want to do with my life. And that's just to like follow society and what you're supposed to do. And it's hard because when you don't know what you want to do, that's kind of like what you do. You just kind of follow everyone else. Well, everyone else is doing this, so I guess I'll do that too. But then one day you wake up and you're like, okay, I never pursued my dreams. I never pursued my passions. Like, what am I doing? And the freedom time, coming back to that, the freedom era of your early 20s is such a pivotal time in your life because you are free to do whatever you want in your life, whatever you feel called to do. So let's say like you want to start that business, or you want to start posting on social media or writing articles, or pursuing a different career or industry. Now is the time to do it. Not when you're 35 and have kids and you're married. Like, I mean, you can still do that then. Like, don't get me wrong, like you can still do that then. But in your 20s, it's so pivotal because you do have the freedom and you don't have that much life behind you. I mean, you have a whole life ahead of you. So why not take this time in your 20s right now to pursue that? I don't know, that's just me. And that's what I've seen has been most impactful and important to me in my life. And I've seen so many beautiful things come from that, just following your passion and really discovering who you are in your 20s. Because when you discover who you are in your 20s, then you're set. Like you're set to go. Not that life isn't going to challenge you. It will. There's going to be things that come in your path that are going to challenge you. And you might have to take a complete different route and a different 360, and you might end up in a place that you've never been before. But the fact that you dove deep, you discovered yourself, you figured out what is it that I truly want to do? What is it that truly lights me up in life? Then that creates momentum. And all you have to do is just take action then. Whether that is, starting that podcast or starting that business or going after that job opportunity. What is it that lights you up? But I feel like so many of us in our 20s, we're so riddled with fear and anxiety, and we're anxious about the future and what's to come. But we can't let that affect us. You can't let it affect you. Your 20s is such a precious time in your life, and I hope that you use it to your advantage because it's truly an amazing ride and experience, and it shapes who you are for your entire future. So I hope this was helpful. I was going to write this, but then I just decided to make a video. So I'm really excited. I hope you enjoyed this little episode, this video about finding yourself in your 20s. And your 20s genuinely do shape the rest of your life.